Darkness. Brightness. Hi guys. I just got back from the hotel gym I'm at and I burned 400 calories. I ran on the elliptical 3.3 miles and on the bike 2 miles. And it was so tiring and I'm ready to go to bed. But I wanted a daily vlog before I did, because I'm trying to do this thing where I don't miss days. But anyway, first of all, I just want to send some gratitude your way, especially, like, to all of you. This is a true fact for all of you, but especially to Ace and Arrow people right now. I really appreciate that that you guys make me feel safe enough to talk about all kinds of subjects without feeling like someone's going to jump down my throat. I truly feel safe enough to have all kinds of conversations with you guys. You're great. Yeah, a lot of you, like I said, I probably made some mistakes in yesterday's video, and I did indeed. And a lot of you pointed them out, but in like really like nice, respectful, just like enlightening ways, and I like that. And that's kind of what I'm going to talk about today. I'm just going to talk about I'm going to clarify some things. So first of all, remember in the video how I was like, I don't want to conflate asexuality and aromanticism because they're so often mixed up and conflated, and I want you to know that they're separate. Guess what I did almost the entire video? I used them interchangeably when I shouldn't have. Okay, because QPRs are totally they're a thing that aromantic people have, not asexual people, because a QPR is a romantic relationship. An asexual person, if they were in a relationship, it would probably be a romantic relationship, just one where they didn't have sex. But that's not a QPR, because they're still romantically involved. So, oops, I tried. But that's what happens when you don't belong to a community, and it's just not something that you personally relate to. It's easy to make a lot of mistakes because they're just not as obvious to you as they are to people who do belong to that community, because they intrinsically are a certain way. So, you know, so yeah, so QPRs are strictly aromantic. I suppose an asexual person could be in a QPR if they were romantic, but then that specific relationship for them wouldn't have romantic feelings. Yeah, but for the most part, yeah, QPRs are a romantic thing, not really an asexual thing. Oh, and then 2 comments that I want to point out. Somebody says, just keep in mind that with asexuality, it isn't so much that people don't want sex, they're just not sexually attracted to someone. Because that's another thing that I know to be true. Like, I already knew this, but sometimes it's easy to, like, forget, especially when you're talking about other things. A lot of asexual people like sex, and they want to have sex. They just don't experience sexual attraction to people. Well, that makes it sound like they want to have sex with things. And maybe they do, like vibrators or something. But it's just not attractive. It's not attraction to a specific person. It's like, for example, I look at, oh, tell me if I'm wrong. So, for example, I look at Grace and I'm sexually attracted to Grace. And then I look at who am I just not sexually attracted to? Kristen Wiig. I think Kristen Wiig is phenomenal. I love her. But I'm not just sexually attracted to her. So that's me having a sexual attraction to a specific person. Now, an asexual person would be like, I don't have a sexual attraction to Kristen Wiig or Grace. And in this analogy, Kristen Wiig and Grace are the entire population of everyone that exists. But I still want to have sex. So, an asexual person could not be attracted to either Grace or Kristen Wiig, but still want to have sex. Maybe with one of them, just not like they're just not sexually attracted to one of them. Nothing in particularly about a certain person pulls them towards that person to have sex with that person. Because you as an asexual person, you can still have libido and a sex drive, and you can still really like sex, or maybe you don't, you know. But yeah. And it's hard to totally understand, because to be honest, for me it kind of was at first, but I get it now. This is another comment that says it in a different way that I liked. Also, you mentioned that asexuals don't want sex. Also, you mentioned that asexuals don't want sex. ... A lot of them do, in fact. Our bodies still work, and a lot of aces, and to a lot of aces, they enjoy sex. They just don't want it with a specific person. Oh, well, that's exactly what I said, but still. I liked that comment a lot. So, you could be in a QPR and have sex if it wasn't romantic. Yeah. Right? Question mark? And then, oh, and then another thing. So in my example, I was using the really stereotypical, cliche, aromantic person. But when we talk about these things, it's often best not to use the most stereotypical and cliche person because people are complex and nuanced. And so, in my example, I was saying a person was in a QPR with someone, but the idea of kissing and the idea of, like, romantic and cuddling was weird. But that's not necessarily true, because people define romantic acts in all kinds of ways. So, for example, I sometimes cuddle with friends. Or maybe not so much anymore, but I used to, and it was totally platonic. And I'm sure a lot of you have, like, experienced platonic cuddling. You can cuddle with a friend, and it doesn't have to be romantic. And for some people, kissing isn't, like, romantic. When I'm drunk, I kiss a lot of my friends on the cheek. It's not romantic, though. See, that's how innocent I am. Other people are like, when I'm drunk, I make out with everyone. I'm like, when I'm drunk, I kiss my friends on the cheek. I'm so stupid. But anyway. So yeah, so maybe people in QPRs kiss and hug and cuddle and, hold each other close at night and all kinds of things that other people might consider romantic, but for them is just platonic. It's just friendly. So yeah. Yep. Oh, okay. So those were that's me rectifying some of the mistakes I said. And if I've made any mistakes in this video, you should let me know. But then I actually had a question. Oh, but here's another fun fact. Somebody also was like, hey, something similar to QPRs is a concept called soft romo. It's like, okay, let's be in a romantic relationship, but like, let's take out some of the parts that don't work for us. So, like, I don't know, soft romo would kind of be like what I would call, I would think it'd be like analogous with like cafeteria Catholic. Like, you know, someone who's Catholic but doesn't like everything, maybe they don't think the body and blood of Christ are like literally the body and blood of Christ, and maybe they think that LGBT rights are awesome. That would be a cafeteria Catholic. So maybe soft romo is like, we're gonna have like an aromantic relationship, or we're gonna have a romantic relationship, but some things are gonna be aromantic, blah blah blah. Just pick and choose, you know, which I think is great. I mean, you should do what makes you happy and comfortable. Okay, and then I have a question. Then there was a comment that went like this: I'm not asexual or aromantic, but this honestly sounds like a relationship I would love to have. There are times when I don't want to be in a relationship per se, but I want somebody to run errands with, hang out with, be my emergency contact, to spend every night with, things like that. And they're like, I just want to be in a QPR, but I'm not asexual or aromantic. So my question for you guys, the ace and aro people out there, is or just I guess the aro people out there, can non-aromantic people be in QPRs? Can they? Can they, like, I'm asking this in two ways. Can they, like, one, is it possible? Or am I missing something where it's impossible? Like, could I find someone... in that case, I guess I wouldn't be monogamous because I'd be with Grace. And then I would find someone to be in a QPR with where we were really close and intimate, but we didn't do anything romantic, and I didn't have a romantic attraction to them. So can I do that? I don't really want to. I like just being with Grace. But just like like hypothetically, can they? Because I know that non-aro people can like experience squish attraction, but can they be in a QPR? Probably, maybe, I don't know. And then also, so I said I meant two things by that. So can they, is it possible? And two, is it inappropriate? Especially if I call it a QPR. Is it like Z-sexual people or sexual people or allosexual people or whatever you want to call people who do experience sexual attraction? Is that like, I'm going to call it Z-sexual. Z-sexual is somebody who experiences sexual attraction. Me. Is that like Z-sexual people... appropriating an aromantic concept? Or no, why do I say Z-sexual? I mean Z-romantic? I don't know, romantic people. Okay, with that, if I was in a QPR and I called it a QPR, would I be, like, appropriating a romantic culture concept, whatever? Or no? Like, is that okay? Do you feel like I'm coming in and taking over something that I don't really... You know what I mean? I'm wondering, because I don't want to do that. I also don't want to be in a QPR. But is it inappropriate for me to say that I've experienced squish attraction? Because I really feel like I have, and I've also, people have told me that's okay. aromantic people have told me that's all right. So I'm pretty sure that one's okay. But yeah, I'm just curious about that. Who do all these terms belong to? Do they belong to anyone? I would like to know. Yay! Okay, bye.